Of the 8 contestants preparing for tonight's show, only one will be taking home prize money of up to $1 million. The rest will leave with nothing, as one by one, they're voted off as the weakest link.
Welcome to the weakest link. Any of the 8 people here in the studio tonight could win up to $1 million. They don't know each other. However, if they intend on walking away with the prize money, they will have to work together as a team. Round by round, we lose a player voted off as the weakest link. Let's meet the team.
My name is Javen. I'm 20 this year. I'm a student in Singapore Poly. I love to listen to jazz, and my favorite singer is Diana Krall because she just turns me on.
I'm Anis. I'm 30. I used to be a flight stewardess. I plan weddings because I like to make people happy.
I'm Johan. I'm 28. I'm an IT consultant. I just helped make the first Singapore digital movie in 2000.
I'm Benjamin, a student from Singapore Poly, and I watch shows like Survivor and Amazing Race because of its human politics and backstabbing.
I'm Patrick. I'm 32 this year. I feel very old today because the rest of these guys are all younger than me.
Hi, I'm Glenn. I'm a publishing executive, and in the evenings and weekends I plan weddings, and the best wedding that I've planned was for my wife, Daphne.
I'm Sharon. I'm 22, and I love traveling. My favorite place is New York because it's such a cosmo place.
I'm Phil. I'm 37. I'm a marketing consultant, and I can still solve the Rubik's Cube in less than 1 minute.
Now for the rules. In each round, the aim is to answer enough questions correctly to reach a $125,000 target within the time limit. The fastest way is to create a chain of 8 correct answers. Get your question wrong and you break the chain and you lose all the money in that chain. But if you say bank before the question is asked, the money is safe. However, you start a new chain from scratch. Remember, at the end of the round, only money that has been banked can be taken forward. First round lasts for 2.5 minutes. We'll start with the person whose name is first alphabetically. That's you, Anis. Let's play the weakest link. First question is for $100. Start the clock. Anis, what is the official currency of Turkey?
Lira.
Correct. Joe, are bicycles allowed in the expressways in Singapore?
No.
Correct. Benjamin, Stepmom, Conspiracy Theory, and Flatliners are 3 movies starring this same lead actress.
Pass.
Julia Roberts. Patrick, the rings of the Olympic symbol are colored red, yellow, blue, black, and?
Green.
Correct. Glenn, what does a tachometer measure in a car?
Pass.
Number of engine revolutions. Sharon, how much does a $300 handbag cost after an 8% discount?
$2.90.
$2.76. Phil, true or false? Singer Billy Joel was once married to supermodel Kathy Ireland.
False.
Correct. Javen, which player won the Golden Ball, a title given to the best player at the 2002 World Cup Soccer Finals?
Ronaldo.
Oliver Kahn. Anis, in photography, what is used to measure the intensity of light?
Pass.
Light meter. Joe, a computer's hard disk is a magnetic-based memory storage device. True or false?
True.
Correct. Benjamin, in Japanese cuisine, what is nori?
Cuttlefish.
Seaweed. Patrick, name the pop group that George Michael was a member of in the 1980s.
Wham.
Correct. Glenn, how many pence make up a pound?
100.
Correct. Sharon, which government body appoints the IRAS to collect cess on its behalf?
The tax revenue.
Singapore Tourism Board. Phil, provide the first name of tennis star Agassi.
Andre.
Correct. Jevon, in the television series Alias, Sidney Bristow is a double agent for the CIA and which other agency?
SD6.
Correct. Anis, name the medical symptom commonly known as the economy class syndrome.
Pass.
Deep vein thrombosis. Joe, how many frames per second does a 35mm film projector run at?
24.
Correct. Benjamin, in soccer, which English Premier League club is nicknamed the Black Cats?
Sunderland.
Correct. Patrick, Which is the largest city in China?
Shanghai?
Correct. Glenn.
Bank.
What is singer Kylie Minogue's nationality?
Australian.
Correct. Sharon, where's the highest natural elevation point in Singapore?
Bukit Timah Hill.
Correct. Phil,
Bank.
coral reefs are formed from the remains. Time is up. I cannot complete that question. You've banked $600. Whose day job is being a crash test dummy? Who should have stayed at home? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
Patrick is the strongest link in this round. The weakest link, statistically, is Benjamin. But will voting follow the facts?
Voting is over. It is time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Ben.
Sharon.
Sharon.
Sharon. Sharon.
Ben.
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 Glenn, what do you do in your spare time?
I run wedding events.
Do you have any other hobbies?
I like driving around. I like to go into Malaysia sometimes.
You're a speed freak.
Sometimes.
Do any of your vehicles that you own or that you have ridden in have a tachometer?
For sure.
Do you know what a tachometer is now?
I do now.
Fantastic. Glad we're here for educational purposes. Why Benjamin?
I like to get rid of the politics.
And you think Benjamin represents the politics?
He's the survivor king. So.
I see.
That's right.
Preempting disaster. Might backfire on you. Jovan,
Yes.
Diana Krall turns you on. What else does?
Sexy women.
What about keeping up to date with what's going on in the world?
I also surf the net.
Are you a sportsman?
Sportsman. Not really, but I'm really interested in sea sports.
Not football,
No.
evidently.
No.
Why Benjamin?
Because I think besides me, he got the most wrong answers.
Hedging your bets. See if it works. Anis, you're an aspiring wedding planner, correct?
Yes.
What other things do you put your hand to in terms of hobbies or things you do for work?
I do interior design. I'm an amateur photographer.
Amateur photographer.
The word is amateur, yes.
I would think that a light meter would be quite an important part of even amateur photography.
I don't usually use the light meter, I don't know.
You don't use a light meter?
I use the sun.
I see. You're a daytime photographer and
Yes,
a nighttime wedding planner. What job did you hold before doing this wedding planning thing then?
I was a flight stewardess.
Flight stewardess. Economy class syndrome.
It was at the back of my head.
Do you know what it is now?
Definitely.
What is it then?
Sorry.
What is it then?
It's for people who definitely travel in claustrophobic areas like the economy class. They don't get enough circulation in their bodies.
Why Sharon?
I don't know how she can get the mathematical question wrong.
So the light meter and deep vein thrombosis doesn't count even though those are the areas that you actually dabble in and have worked in.
Maths, it's primary school maths, I don't know.
Anis, get your claws back inside. Patrick. Why Sharon?
Well,
I'm
I
waiting.
think she's nervous. I think she could answer the first question.
So you're shooting it down because of nerves, but you do think she has intelligence.
Yeah.
Ben, you like reality shows
Yes, I agree
with
with
the
that.
backstabbing element.
Yep.
How does it feel to be in that reality now, being backstabbed yourself? Are you enjoying it?
Yes, very much.
Wow, you do have a warped sense of humor. Why Sharon?
She gave her a lot of careless mistakes.
That's it? No backstabbing comment?
No?
Ben, I'm disappointed in you. We have a tie. We'll have to go to the strongest link of this round. We'll have to make that choice. Patrick, it's up to you. Is it going to be Benjamin or is it going to be Sharon?
Benjamin.
Why the change of mind?
I need to cut off the weakest link. between Joe and myself. If he answered one correctly, he does not, the money tree drops.
Why didn't you think of that before?
Because
Why
I
did
didn't
you
know.
choose Sharon?
Because I didn't know the rest of the votes.
You are a sheep, Patrick. Benjamin, you have been voted the weakest link. Goodbye.
I was backstabbed totally, and Patrick did injustice to what I actually could have done for the team. Sharon will be the next person voted out because I feel that she's not ready and up to survive until the final two.
You have won a very sad $600 out of a possible $125,000. Well, we're taking 10 seconds off the clock. We'll be starting with the strongest link of the last round. That's you, Patrick. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Patrick, coral reefs are formed from the remains of Dead Sea plants. True or false?
True.
False. Glenn, name the capital of Vietnam.
Hanoi.
Correct. Sharon, what percentage of Earth is covered by water?
70.
Correct.
Bank.
Phil, fungus and algae come together to form a symbiotic life form known as this.
Pass.
Lichen. Joanne, which Nobel Prize did Aung San Suu Kyi receive?
Pass.
Nobel Peace Prize. Anis, what is the area of a rectangle that is 7.5 by 6 centimeters?
7.2.
45 centimeters squared. Joe, what is the milk of magnesia used for in medicine?
Pass.
A laxative. Patrick, ice is heavier than water. True or false?
False.
Correct. Ben, what's the young of a tiger called?
Cub.
Correct. Sharon, name the Russian composer who wrote Swan Lake and the Nutcracker Suite.
Tchaikovsky.
Correct. Phil, what is the traditional name of the pressed rice cake served with satay?
Pass.
Good to butt. Javan, in the children's series, what animal is Barney?
Dinosaur.
Correct. Anis,
Bang.
name the capital of Brazil.
Brasilia.
Correct. Joe, in space, to which celestial body does the word Luna refer to?
Moon.
Correct. Patrick, which actor is credited with the line, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn?
Sean Connery?
Clark Gable. Glenn, with reference to Formula One, in which country will you find the A1 ring circuit?
Brazil.
Austria. Sharon, author Franklin W. Dixon created these two teenage detectives known collectively as?
Pass.
The Hardy Boys. Phil, what do Hindus do in a ceremony known as Dimity?
Pilgrimage.
Walk on fire. Javan, osteoporosis is a word used to describe brittle bones caused by the lack of which mineral?
Calcium.
Correct. Anis.
Bang.
Merlot, Burgundy, and Shiraz are all types of what drink?
Red wine.
Correct. Joe, Salt Lake City is the capital of which state in the United States?
Utah.
Correct. Patrick,
Bang.
what is the name of the actress who plays Princess Amidala in Star Wars episodes? Time's up. You've managed to bank $1,100. Who should be spurted out of the Merlion? Whose moment of fame will end in the walk of shame? One of you is about to leave with absolutely nothing. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
With all his questions answered wrong, Phil is the weakest link statistically this round. Joe is the strongest link. But who will the votes follow?
Find out who the weakest link is after we come back from this break.
More heads will roll right after these messages.
Voting is over. It's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Phil.
Glenn.
Javan.
Sharon.
Sharon.
Javan.
Anis.
Anis. Primary school mathematical equations. What happened to you?
Well, I guess they say don't be mean to others.
Are you blaming karma for this, or whatever you want to call it?
Yeah, fate, destiny, whatever.
But what was the reasoning behind the equation of 7.5 times 6 in terms of a rectangle equaling 7.2? Did you actually try?
I guess I didn't. Can I give you a sum?
Gosh, you're here to play the game because you want to win the money. I'm here to facilitate that. I'm not here to answer questions. Phil, do you eat local food at all?
Yes, I do.
Don't eat satay and ketupat and cucumber.
Unfortunately, it's not my favorite, but occasionally, yes.
Fair enough. Patrick, I want to know why Sharon.
Just to keep up with what I decided on the last round.
But then you decided to get rid of Benjamin to actually stop the flow of weaklings getting in your way of actually accumulating money, correct?
Right.
So why not Glenn then?
Well, Glenn is the guy.
The light bulb's just gone off. Glenn is a guy, Sharon is a woman. So what you're trying to tell me is that Benjamin wasn't really male. You obviously know something I don't know. Joe, did you know that Benjamin wasn't male?
I don't know him that well, sorry.
Obviously Patrick has.
No.
Patrick, stay away from the contestants. Glenn, why Sharon?
I've decided that actually Phil was the weakest link, but Sharon was voted out before, so I followed that trend. And
oh, we have another sheep. Do you have a problem with defining who's male and female as well?
No.
Good, you don't want to catch that kind of disease from Patrick.
No.
It's not very healthy.
I'm staying away.
Joe, this movie you made,
Yes.
what was the name of it?
Clocks and cockroaches.
Was it about clocks and cockroaches?
No. It's meant to be a theme whereby, you know, how cockroaches can survive a nuclear holocaust and how...
Can they?
Well, yeah. And
Goodness gracious me, we're all in trouble then. Why, Javan?
he looked uncomfortable and uneasy answering questions, although he got the answers correct.
So the fact that his intelligence spoke through and he was able to answer those questions correctly, you still don't have confidence in his confidence.
Yeah, he is intelligent and knows.
Joe, do you actually belong to the same side as Patrick?
Hell no.
Glad to hear it. We have a tie. Make up your minds about your strategy. Stay away from Patrick. Joe,
Yes.
you were the strongest link in the last round. It is up to you to decide. Is it going to be Sharon or Javan?
I'll stay with my decision, Javan.
Javan, you're not a cockroach, but you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Joe has a misconception on how confident I am. He thinks that I'm not exactly as intelligent as I look. The next one should be Sharon, because Glenn and Patrick seem to have a hatred against her or something.
You have won a measly $1,700. A word of advice, if you keep sitting on your laurels, you'll end up sleeping in a bed of thorns. To make it a little bit more interesting, we're taking yet another 10 seconds off the clock. We will start with the strongest link from the last round. That's you, Joe. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Joe, name the singing crab in The Little Mermaid.
Pass.
Sebastian. Patrick, add the square root of 9 to the square root of 25. What do you get?
8.
Correct. Glenn, how many letters are there in the word Czechoslovakia?
9.
14. Sharon, who wrote The Adventures of Tom Sawyer?
Pass.
Mark Twain. Phil, what did William Kellogg come up with that's made him so famous?
Cereal.
Correct. Anis, who is the current chief of state of North Korea?
Pass.
Kim Jong-il. Joe, an isosceles triangle is a triangle with 3 equal sides. True or false? Correct. Patrick, on which island is the Statue of Liberty located?
Pass.
Liberty Island. Glenn, New Kid in Town and Hotel California were hits for which group in the 1970s?
Eagles.
Correct.
Bank.
Sharon, what is the building La Torre di Pizza more commonly known as?
Pass.
Leaning Tower of Pizza. Phil, caviar is commonly made from the eggs of what type of animal?
Fish.
Correct. Anis was the creator of the children's classic Tintin, French or Belgian?
Belgian.
Belgian. Correct. Joe, which is heavier, a kilogram of feathers or a kilogram of iron?
Same.
Correct. Patrick, which famous Western cowboy's real name is Marion Morrison?
Pass.
John Wayne. Glenn, how long did it take for the PIE to be built?
2 years.
15 years. Sharon, how many degrees do you get when you divide a right angle by 3?
30.
Correct. Phil, which music store has Nip of the Dog as its trademark?
RCA.
HMV. Anis, cab as in taxi is short for which word?
Please repeat.
Cab as in taxi is short. Time is up. You have managed to bank so far $600. Who is obviously lacking a wisdom tooth? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
For the second time in the game, Joe is the strongest link statistically. Patrick is the weakest link in this round. However, he did bank money for the team. Who will be doing the walk of shame?
Voting is over. It's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Phil.
Glenn.
Glenn. Sharon.
Glenn.
Sharon.
Sharon.
Yes.
Congratulations, you got your primary mathematics question correct. That will leave Sharon 1, Anis and her primary school mathematics with 0. Why, Glenn? Is it because he actually voted you off in the previous round?
Yes. Well, he said that I was a woman and he voted me off, and he's a guy, so I'm voting him off.
It was actually Patrick. You need to actually tweak your memory a little bit and pay a bit more attention. Vote off the right person. Joe, why Glenn?
Well, frankly, I didn't know who to vote out, so I just picked the name.
You just casually tossed your finger around and chose someone.
Playing God, yeah.
Playing God.
I like to think of myself as omnipotent once in a while.
Quite the comedian.
Thank you.
I'm sure that's why you have such a tough time in life with actually normal people. Patrick, are you okay?
I'm okay.
You feeling all right?
Feeling okay.
Not too stressed out?
Nah.
Your nervousness is coming over in giggles.
Oh, maybe
What a
fun.
girlish thing to have, actually, giggles.
Oh, yeah.
You've been traveling around quite a while, haven't you, in your life?
Yeah, once in a while.
What kind of places have you gone to? Can you remember where you've been?
Yeah, I remember.
Let me make this clearer for you.
Okay.
Have you been to America?
Yes, I've been to America.
And what did you do when you were in America?
I did not visit the Statue of Liberty at all.
Where did you go?
New York.
Wow,
Yeah.
fantastic. We have a straight answer from a perfectly simple question. Thank you. Let's move on to another, hopefully perfectly simple question, because I can't stand here all day trying to fathom out what you're trying to say. Why, Glenn?
Because you say it took 2 years to build a PIE. It's quite long, expressway.
So Glenn's stupid then?
Yeah, it's a spur of a moment. It just...
I'm so glad we have you on the show. Such a
thank
ray
you
of
very
sunshine.
much.
Glenn, what can I say? With 3 votes, you are definitely the weakest link. Goodbye.
I didn't expect to go. I thought Sharon would go this round because she made 2 close calls the past 2 rounds. The next person to be voted off would be Anis because she keeps wasting time.
You have won $2,300 so far. It's quite pathetic, really. It looks like our contestants are suffering from memory lapses. This is not going to get them anywhere or any money. And to top it all off, we'll be taking another 10 seconds off the clock. We'll be starting with the strongest link from the last round. That's you again, Joe. Let's play the weakest link. actor who starred in The Graduate, The Marathon Man, and Tootsie?
Dustin Hoffman.
Correct. Patrick, what
Right.
type of food is basmati?
Pass.
Rice. Sharon, what on a fish can be pectoral, pelvic, or dorsal?
Pelvic.
Fins. Phil, what sport would you associate Lance Armstrong with?
Bicycling.
Cycling, I'll accept that. Anis, the milk of which animal is used to produce Roquefort cheese?
Goat.
Sheep. Joe, in which country would you find the islands of Luzon and Mindanao?
Philippines.
Correct. Patrick, Addis Ababa is the capital city of which country?
Ethiopia.
Correct. Sharon,
Bang.
what type of food is a chipolata?
Spanish.
A sausage. Phil, in relation to the legal profession, what do the letters QC stand for?
See, pass.
Queen's Counsel. Anis, what is the name of the lead actor in the American drama TV series 24?
Kiefer Sutherland.
Correct. Joe,
Bank.
what is the 16th letter of the alphabet?
Q.
P. Patrick, a solar eclipse occurs when the sun passes in front of the moon. True or false?
False.
Correct. Sharon, when molecules are heated, do they vibrate faster or slower?
Faster.
Correct. Phil,
Back.
Washington, D.C. What does D.C. stand for?
District of Columbia.
Correct. Anis, what's the total number of sides that 3 squares have?
9.
12. Joe, which country will host the 2004 Olympic Games?
China.
Greece. Patrick, what is the name of the film in which Tim Allen becomes Father Christmas?
Pass.
The Santa Claus. Sharon, what is the study of fluids at rest or in motion, also known as?
Pass.
Hydraulics. Time is up. Well, you've managed to bank $700. Who should actually leave by the back door right now? Time to vote off the weakest link.
In a twist of fate, Phil is now the strongest link statistically. Sharon is the weakest link, although she banked the most money for the team. Will this save her when it comes to the voting?
Stay tuned as we'll find out who the weakest link is after this break.
More heads will roll right after these messages.
Voting is over. It is time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Phil.
Sharon.
Anis.
Phil.
Sharon.
Phil. Where's Sharon?
We're at 3,000 and I want the pot to get higher, and I think I can go further with the other 3 than I can with Sharon in there.
Sharon. Why Phil? Has it got anything to do with revenge?
No. I think the weakest link has to be removed.
Statistically, you are the weakest link. Patrick, it seems we have a tie. Phil is the strongest link of this round. However, he's involved in the tie, so it's down to you to actually make that choice as the second strongest link in this round. What is your choice? Sharon or Phil?
Sharon.
Why Sharon?
Because she's the weakest link. I need the money pot to grow.
Sharon, statistically, you are the weakest link, and you have been chosen as the weakest link. Goodbye.
Under normal circumstances to anyone else, I would have rebutted that because I would like to keep my public image. I would tone down. Between the choice of Anise and Phil, I would still feel Phil is a weaker link.
You have only managed to accumulate $3,000. I don't think that's enough, do you? To make it just a little bit harder, I'm taking another 10 seconds off the clock. We will be starting with the strongest link from the last round. That's you, Phil. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Phil, concave or convex? Which type of lens is used to correct short-sightedness?
Concave.
Correct. Anis, who was the original voice behind Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, and Tweety Pie?
Pass.
Mel Blanc. Joe, the beginning of eternity and the end of time and space. What letter am I?
E.
Correct. Patrick, what does the abbreviation RAM stand for in computer terminology?
Random access memory.
Correct. Phil,
Bank.
who discovered penicillin?
Louis Pasteur.
Sir Alexander Fleming. Anis, in mathematics, what does the number 3.142 signify?
Pi.
Correct. Joe,
Bank.
what other name was given to the person known as the Whitechapel murderer and the leather apron?
Jack the Ripper.
Correct. Patrick,
Bank.
which of these is not a prime number? 2, 5, 7, or 9?
9.
Correct. Phil,
Bank.
who is the current Prime Minister of India?
Pass.
Vajpayee. Anis, which film won the Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film in the year 2000?
Chocolate.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Joe, bats are reptilian in nature, true or false?
False.
Correct. Patrick,
Bank.
what is the name of Singapore's national flower?
Orchid.
Vanda Miss Joachim. Phil, in the QWERTY keyboard, which letter is directly below Q and above Z?
A.
Correct. Anis, which zodiac sign comes just before Virgo?
Scorpio.
Leo. Joe, what? Time is up. Managed to bank a very measly $600. Are you proud of yourselves? Some drink from the fountain of knowledge, and others just seem content gargling with it. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
Once again, Joe is the strongest link, the only player to answer all his questions correctly, and the weakest link, statistically, is Anis. But how will the votes go?
Voting is over. It is time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Phil.
Anis.
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 Patrick,
Yep.
you're surely managing to get rid of all the female competition.
There's only 2.
And both mysteriously going.
Yep.
Why Anis?
I think she's the weakest link. We still need to increase the blunt pot.
Joe,
Yeah.
what are you going to do with the money if you win it?
Maybe I take a vacation somewhere.
Where would you go?
Vancouver.
Vancouver.
Yeah. I have a lot of friends there. And
Cheapskate who wants to go and stay on people's floors.
yes.
Why Anis?
I feel she's not banking enough, and I think that's very important at this stage.
Anis, with 3 male votes against you, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
I'm so close and yet so far. And I guess the guys just wanted to go out. Joe will probably win because he's intellectually very intelligent, very smart.
You have won $3,600. 3 of you left with yet another 10 seconds off the clock. We will start with the strongest link from the last round. That's you, Joe. If you're ready, let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Joe, what gas is given out during the process of photosynthesis?
Carbon dioxide.
Oxygen. Patrick, in which country is the famous Temple Angkor Wat located?
Cambodia.
Correct. Phil, malaria is caused by viruses transmitted by the Aedes mosquito. True or false?
True.
False. Joe, which color in the visible spectrum of light has the longest wavelength?
Red.
Correct. Patrick, what is the name of the medical oath taken by doctors?
Pass.
Hippocratic Oath. Phil, which hill in Singapore was known as Bukit Larangan or Forbidden Hill?
Pass.
Fort Canning Hill. Joe, in geology, what color is the gemstone jade?
Green.
Correct. Patrick, which U.S. state is nicknamed the Golden State?
California.
Correct. Phil,
Thanks.
would a solution with a pH value of 4 be an acid or an alkaline solution?
Alkaline.
Acid. Joe, in which Shakespeare play can you find the line, to be or not to be, that is the question?
Hamlet.
Correct. Patrick, name the music icon who died on the 16th of August, 1977.
Pass.
Elvis Presley. Phil, on a ship, what is the galley?
Kitchen.
Correct. Joe, in jazz music, what instrument was Duke Ellington famous for playing?
Trumpet.
Piano. Patrick, in what year did the Chinese drama series Sam Sui Woman make its debut?
1987.
1986. Phil, what is the name given? Time is up. You've managed to bank only $400. Who should be cast in stone at the Haw-Par Villa? Time to vote off the weakest link.
Joe is the strongest link once again, with most of his questions answered correctly. Phil is statistically the weakest link. But who will walk away with nothing?
Find out who the last two standing will be when we come back from this break.
More heads will roll right after these messages.
Welcome to the weakest link. Channel 5's latest game show, The Weakest Link, is looking for eligible bachelors and couples to be a part of the show. To come onto the show as a pair, you could be newlyweds or a couple about to be married or even just best friends. If you think you fit the bill, come on down for an audition on Wednesday the 30th of October at the MediaCorp reception from 5 to 9 p.m.
Only from M1. Now you can play The Weakest Link on your M1 mobile phone. To start, send W to 50000 and win up to $20,000 worth of prizes.
The voting is over. It's time to reveal who is the weakest link.
Phil.
Phil.
Patrick.
Patrick. Why Phil?
I think I beat Joe rather than Phil because for a guy who answered carbon dioxide instead of oxygen.
You're such a confident man, saying that you can actually beat the person who's actually one of the strongest links overall. Well, it's a mighty huge gamble. I hope you bought your own Kleenex. Joe, why Phil?
Because I feel that he's very weak in the questions of Singaporean context.
Can I ask if you've noticed how many Singaporean questions there were in the whole general context? It might have been helpful in other areas.
Yes.
Phil, with 2 votes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Joe's been strong all day. He seems to be answering most of the questions, while Patrick has been wavering off sometimes.
$4,000 is what you have. That, of course, will make up your final prize money. We're shaving another 10 seconds off the clock. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's you, Joe. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Joe, name the Indian temple built on Temple Street.
Sri Mayamang.
Correct. Patrick, is the Le Mans 24-hour a skipping contest, a car race, or an extreme game competition?
Car racing.
Correct. Joe, A Whole New World is a theme song for which Disney film?
Aladdin.
Correct. Patrick, Shire and Barb are both types of which animal?
Pass.
Horse. Joe, how many Corinthian columns are there on the facade of City Hall? 15 or 18?
18.
Correct. Patrick, in nature, do lilies grow from seeds or bulbs?
Bulbs.
Correct. Joe, in pop music, from which country do the Corrs come from?
Scotland.
Ireland. Patrick, in physics, what word is used to describe the change of matter from vapor to liquid?
Condensation.
Correct. Joe, what does the Sarai in Geylang Serai refer to?
Type of tree.
Lemongrass. Patrick, name the country that the legendary Don Juan is believed to have come from.
Spain.
Correct. Joe, what is the practice in which needles are used to treat illness?
Acupuncture.
Correct. Patrick,
Bang.
what type of animal is an albatross?
Bird.
Correct. Joe,
Bang.
in Singapore, what do the initials CBD stand for?
Central Business District.
Correct. Patrick,
Bang.
the Rembrandt song I'll Be There For You is a theme song for which... Time is up. Cannot go on any further. In that round, you've won $900. Never mind, we will double that and add it to the winnings from the previous rounds. That means the prize money this evening is totaled at $5,800. You will now play against each other head to head. I will ask alternate questions, the best of 5. Whoever answers the most correctly wins. It's as simple as that. If there's a tie after 5, we will go to sudden death until we have a winner. So, for $5,800, let's play the weakest link. Patrick, as the strongest link in the last round, you have the choice of who goes first. Who will it be?
I'll go first.
Patrick, when was the Orson Welles movie Citizen Kane released?
1994.
1941 is the correct answer I'm looking for. Joe, give us the name of the blind Italian male opera singer, Bocelli.
Andrea Bocelli.
That is the correct answer. Patrick, what type of tree is found at the back of a Singapore $5 note?
Banyan tree.
Tambusu is the correct answer. Joe, who was the 2001-2002 Italian Serie A champions?
Inter Milan.
The correct answer is Juventus. Patrick, what is the Japanese name for a long, high sea wave caused by an underwater earthquake?
Tsunami.
That is the correct answer. Joe, how old was Alexander the Great when he died?
28.
33 is the correct answer. Patrick, what type of creature is an oyster catcher?
Mammal.
A bird is the answer I'm looking for. Joe, which Italian Renaissance painter is best known for the painting The Birth of Venus?
Michelangelo.
Nope, that is incorrect. The correct answer is Botticelli. Patrick, who directed the 1954 Japanese movie Seven Samurai?
Akira Kurayama.
That is incorrect. It is Akira Kurosawa. Joe, if you answer this question correctly, you'll be the winner tonight. At what age did Lee Kuan Yew become Singapore's Prime Minister? That is incorrect. Correct answer is 36 years old. As the score is tied at 1 answer each, we will now move into the next stage of the game. Joe, since you created the tie, you will go first. Let's play sudden death. Joe, what is vitamin B2 also known as?
Thiamine.
Answer is riboflavin. Patrick, in geography, the Khyber Pass connects Afghanistan to which other Asian country?
Pakistan.
That is the correct answer. Patrick, you are tonight's strongest link. You go away with $5,800. Joe, tonight you walk away with nothing. Join us again next time on The Weakest Link. Goodbye.
I came here to have fun and to spar with the hostess, Asha. I talked to her a lot, and I want the money.
Frankly, I think we should be given the chance to insult her back. That woman who is standing on the stage and thinks she owns the world, I think we should be given a chance to give her back what she's worth.
A MediaCorp Studios production.